Hello, and today we'll be playing Zomewhere Else. So last time, Chad decided to reconcile with Fred in the park. He decided to put his beef behind with Fred, and I think the reason why because he knew he couldn't continue to hold a grudge towards Fred anymore. Plus, the both of them are about to attend Tony's birthday, so if they don't want any problems for Tony, then they have to be on the same page, like just get along together for Tony and his party. So those two reasons are why I think Chad decided to bury his beef with Fred. Now we still don't know why Chad has a beef with Fred. Certainly Fred did something to Chad a long time ago, and apparently none of them brought it up yet. Now, when I first played this 2 years ago, when this part of the story here got updated, I kept on wondering why neither of them have explained the beef yet. I mean, what was the situation from all those many years ago that caused them that caused them to drift apart? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Well, back then I was trying to figure out, but I know I know what it is now, but because I'm on my personal time up to date with the game, but when I was at this point 2 years ago in the game, I was wondering what could Fred have done to make Chad so angry. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue now. The Lord's dog slowly moves your wrist back to your side. Your shoulder blade is immensely sore, but it feels great to be free. You don't move an inch as he slowly lets go of your mouth. He lets out a sigh of relief as you remain quiet. You can't see a single thing in the room. It's so pitch black that for a second you believe that Fred also blindfolded you. Fred softly grabs your biceps and pulls you upwards from the dresser. His grip is soft but firm. You can feel the immense strength in his muscular arms as he holds you in place. You turn your head a little and whisper to the German Shepherd. What the hell are we supposed to do? You hear what sounds like heavy boots stomp around angrily downstairs, followed by what sounds like a door being kicked in. Wait. Your heart jumps to your throat. A familiar creaking sound fills your ears. Your chest is pounding like a war drum, going faster as the man makes his way up the old wooden staircase. It feels almost too much to handle. You want to run like a bat out of hell. If this man kills you or Fred, he probably won't even get in trouble. I know you're in there. This is private property. If you don't come out, I'm going to sue you. Don't think I won't. Come out now. The sound of loud banging makes your knees feel weak. It sounds like they're slamming something hard against the worn out walls. More than likely the butt stock of his rifle. It's okay. It's going to be alright. Fred whispers softly into your ear, his heart beating in unison with yours. You feel cold sweat begin to drench your back, your knees begin to shake. They're going to find us. We can't go out like this. The squeaking of the steps finally came to an end, replaced by the hard thudding of heavy boots. They sound so close that you can make out perfectly where they're coming from. So flashes of light catch the corner of your eye. A harsh white beam seems to pierce through the bottom of the door. You hear a doorknob turn open, followed by the creaking of an old hinge directly across from your room. He's checking the rooms. I need to close our door or something. You like finding them? You can hear another voice coming from downstairs. There's two of them? How the hell are we going to get out? Shh. They're nearby. There's only two other rooms they could have gone into. They're going to come in if we don't close the door. Even if we can't leave, it'll at least buy us some time. A startling realization hits you as you hear the door close from the other side of the hallway. There isn't a door anymore. I destroyed the door. You hear the person walk towards your room slowly. The light source from before starts to get more intense. I'll tackle one of the guys while Fred escapes through the window. They'll be too busy with me to notice him jumping out. Take a deep breath, ready to march through the sea. Before he can step away from him, the large man grips your arms tightly. Huh? You turn to get his hand off you, but then Fred hugs you. He holds your head against his chest. His warm fur rubbing against your face. You feel a hand pressed against your upper back while another is placed lower down your spine. Fred? No. I lost you one too many times, Chad, and can't lose you again. You need to trust me, please. Fred's words pierce your soul. You're the only one who can hear his words. Your heart sinks as you hear the man in the other room. The loud thudding ceases outside your door. Silence echoes throughout the house. The light seeps dimly from under the door. Your heart is about to give out as the fear claws deeper into your chest. Fred hugs you even tighter. You hear what sounds like soft metal being fiddled and yanked repeatedly. Are they in there? No, this door is locked. Not locked? Your eyes open to see light coming from the bottom of your bedroom door. Oh, how the fuck? Well, who has the key? Just some dickhead who lives in town. You hear the loud boots make their way down the hallway. Move on to the room next to yours. It becomes quiet again, but Fred continues to hug you nonetheless. You hug him back, feeling some small form of relief. God damn it. Where is it? Do you find something? Nope, just a broken window. I hate to say this, but you were right. That weird creature must have been here. Spooky. So you'd be glad there's nothing in there. I was hoping I could sew us up something for dinner. I don't care what you shoot. I'm too old for your cooking. Don't worry. We'll have given some to the previous owner next time he comes around. The bastard doesn't even live here anymore, but he's still a pain in my ass. You hear the voices walk towards the staircase. He even made me put a lock in his fucking room. A loud bump makes you jolt up, the man banging the door with all his might. Fred notices it and holds you even tighter. Christ, Bill, if you keep banging your gun like that, it's going to go off. Also, why did you even tell him? Tell who what? Why did you have to tell the previous owner someone broke in? The pair began to distance as they made their way down the stairs. I don't know, man. Us soldiers gotta stick together. I know him for decades, and the only time I've seen him sad is when he's here. Anyways, let's grab something to eat before our show starts. The voices seem to completely vanish as they reach the bottom of the steps. You feel your heart finally begin to slow down again. In the ice-cold room, Fred's embrace warms you to your soul. It's almost too good to be true. Seems like they're gone, but we need to stay quiet. Let's get out while we still can. The German Shepherd lets go before stepping away from you. Fred slowly walks to the door in the darkness. A low rumbling comes from inside the room. It only lasts a couple of seconds before the door slowly swings open. You feel a hand reach for your shoulder in the darkness, holding on to you once more. Follow behind me, okay? You hear the sound of clothes ruffling before a dim light radiates from Fred's hands. You look down to see his smartphone. I'm so fucking stupid. Phones can do that now? I absolutely forgot about my phone. I could have used it to light my way instead of that weird hand. Where Fred started. Fred waves a small device around the room and towards the bedroom door. You follow close behind as you both exit the old room, making sure not to trip on anything along the way. The two of you go down the steps as quietly as possible, the light from the phone making the trip a lot quicker than before. Upon reaching the ground floor, you look around to see an alternative way out of the house. Hey Fred, can you point your light towards the kitchen behind us? The German Shepherd nods and turns around with his phone. The path to the back exit is completely covered in broken glass, with many gaps in the floor as well. Damn, I was hoping we could go out the back door. You both go to face the house's main entrance. The men from earlier didn't even fully shut the door. Before you both are ready to exit the old house, Fred puts his phone away and takes a deep breath. He slowly opens the old door and beckons you outside. You both skulk through the doorway and are finally outside the damp frosted house. A cool breeze fills your lungs. It's a refreshing welcome considering the claustrophobia and fear you experience inside. Fred nudges your shoulder. You turn to him and see that he has a finger in front of his mouth. The German Shepherd then points to the road ahead. You see two figures not very far ahead of you. They're close enough to barely make out what they're saying. They're both holding flashlights, with one of them holding a long rifle by his side. The two men seem to be walking at a pretty sluggish pace, with one of them even being hunched over, holding his back. Fred motions to a dark but clear entrance into the tree line. The trip there worries you. Now that the clouds are no longer covering the full moon, the lights make the path clear as day. The German Shepherd takes the lead as you both stalk your way through the knee-high grass. You do your best to stay low while looking at the two men who thankfully seem to be completely unaware of your location. You two manage to get halfway to the tree line and everything has gone remarkably well. You feel a violent vibration from your jean pocket as a muffled ringing fills the air for a couple seconds. Turn it off. You desperately reach into your pocket, trying to grab your phone while looking at the two men ahead. At first you don't seem to notice a thing, and you finally have your phone in your hands. The second volley of your ringtone is much louder than before. You do your best to silence the phone. Nothing seems to fucking work. You look up and see the two men are looking straight at you guys, with one of them raising their hands to their chest. One! You look back to see a massive fireball flash for where the two men are standing, the sound echoing through the trees. Holy shit! The two of you make it around your old home and sprint towards the dense forest on the other side. Don't let them escape. The knee-high grass is quickly replaced by thick roots and endless trees. Fred does his best to duck under tree branches with mixed success. Let go of Fred's hand so he can run more freely. The two older men behind you guys are somehow managing to stay not too far behind. Get the fuck off my property. As the gun starts to continue to ring out, you can't help but duck and weave throughout the trees. No matter how fast you both run, the phone continues to give away your position. You can hear more bullets whizzing into the air. They're not stopping. Do you know where you're going? Look over the Fred while dodging the trees in front of you, his golden fur reflecting in the moonlight. I don't know this place. Follow me then. We need to make a left. You quickly turn left with Fred following behind you. Even after all these years, you still remember the path in front of you. You look behind you to see the German Shepherd beginning to lag behind. From the corner of your eye, you catch a faint flash of orange through the trees. You stop dead in your tracks. Fred's scream echoing throughout the forest. Fred! The tall man is lying on his back, propping himself up with his elbows. The ground behind him is raised up by a few feet from where he's lying, providing perfect cover for the two of you. You run to the man and crouch down low to the ground. His fur glistens in the pale moonlight. Fred, are you okay? I slept. I didn't see the gap in the ground. Oh, thank God. Can you walk? Don't worry about me. Let's keep going. Look at the man who is smiling through his pain, a crown of sweat covering his forehead. I know it hurts, but you need to run. We're almost out of here. All right. You lift up the tall dog and put one of his arms around your shoulders. You and Fred run like hell, him hopping now and again as supporting his weight on you. The shooting has long since stopped, along with the ringing. The path ahead of you starts to become harder as you make your way up a mild incline. Your feet manage to carry you and Fred forward, and soon dim yellow lights peer through the tree line. You finally reach a clearing on the side of the road, street lamps guiding the way home. Did we lose him? Find a nice place under a tree, you rest, Fred down onto some soft grass. Yeah, we did. It takes a few minutes to regain your breath, still exhausted from what just happened. Where are we? Just 20 minutes outside of town, on one of the main roads. Let me check your foot. Fred nods as he extends one of his ankles, which is covered in some dirt and mud. What did you trip on? I didn't see that ledge up ahead. I think my foot got caught on a rock while I was falling down. You really don't have to check. It's feeling better already. Disregard the last part of the statement and start feeling his ankle. Tell me if it hurts where I'm touching, okay? Fred nods. You feel around the bone and get no response. It feels perfectly intact. You check the back of his heel and around his tendon and ligaments. He doesn't seem too bothered. The only part that seems to cause him any discomfort is the top of his foot, but even then, there's not really any injuries you can notice. Well, I guess we won't need a medevac. Medi what? Nothing. We won't need to get you to the hospital. Big guys like me don't need no hospitals. The tall man laughs as he stretches his arms behind his head, leaning his back onto the tree. That being said, I'm spent. Night-night. You can't help but chuckle as the man closes his eyes and fakes knowing. Now that you're a bit more at ease, you can finally check your damn phone. You take out your phone as you turn around and take a few steps away from Fred. You find that Kathy has called you roughly 3 times, along with some other random notifications. As you are going through the list of calls, you take a quick peek behind you and see that Fred is holding on to his other foot. You figure he's probably just checking to see if that one's okay and turn back around. You also look at the time. Shit, it's past 10. Think the party's still going? I doubt it. I'm sure everyone has already gone to bed. Well, let's go and see. Maybe we can still get some cake. Yeah, let's go home. You slowly lift Fred onto his feet. His eyes lock with yours, and all he does is smile. You blush and pull your hand away once he's standing next to you. Wind passes by the two of you and sends a shiver up your sweat-drenched shirt. You hold onto your arms as the wind chills you to your core. Now that the adrenaline's gone, the weather comes to bite you in the ass. Let's get going. Before you can take a step, you feel a heavy jacket get gently placed onto your shoulders. Uh-huh. Bless it. Thank you. I don't need this, though. I'm just fine. Before you can continue, the man begins to speed walk away, whistling merrily. You don't get this thing off of me, I'm going to leave it here, you know? Whatever you say. You can't help but appreciate the heat containing the jacket. The same wonderful scent from earlier is all over it. Take a deep breath and smile, wanting for it to catch up with the German Shepherd. As you catch up, he slows down and you both make your way home. A familiar sign catches your eye. Maury Marble, 2 kilometers. Holy crap. Has it only been 2 days? You look at Fred, who seems a lot more upbeat now compared to earlier. You continue to walk next to him, allowing your thoughts to digest recent events. So many things seem to be happening these days, and somehow today has been more eventful than yesterday. I'm still kind of upset with him, especially how I was earlier today. But having him next to me feels like the old times again. So I can't really complain, but how the fuck did he lock that door? Did he see my weird magic hand? Should I just ask him? One of the chances he forgot, just didn't see it. Doubtful. With my luck, probably not. Also, him tackling me earlier scared the shit out of me. Could he have just snuck up on me? If it wasn't for him, though, I'd be fucking dead. And that hood was really nice. His clothes are just as good as they used to be back in the good old days. Yeah. There's one question I really need to ask him, but it can wait for now. I kinda just want to just enjoy the walk. You've been trying to slow down for Fred to keep up, but you seem to be walking just fine. The two of you leisurely stroll through many familiar sights, many of which take on a new life in the darkness of light. After 30 relaxing minutes, you make it in front of Kathy's house. You feel around your pockets as you stop at the door, searching around for your old console and all the game cartridges. Jackpot! It's still tucked deep within your side pockets and all the games are accounted for. You can't help but let out a relieved sigh. You almost want to celebrate being back at your new home with a gift, but maybe that would be too embarrassing in front of Fred. So, is this the place? Yep, this is it. While Fred seems distracted looking over the house, you put his jacket back on his shoulders quietly. The man smirks before slipping his arms through the sleeves. The tall man takes the lead and goes onto the first step. So, should we go in? Before Fred can knock on the door, you place your hand on his shoulder. He turns around to face you. Hey, Fred looks at you while tilting his head. Thank you, I guess. You're welcome, Chad. I said I'll always be there for you. You feel slightly taken aback by the last part. I know, but why did you go in for me? I said I'd be back, didn't I? Why did you risk yourself for me? We almost got killed. You could have gotten actually hurt. We're lucky your foot is okay. We can talk about this later. Fred raises his hand to knock on the front door, on the red door. Hey! He reaches and grabs his wrist with the same strength you use for throwing. Fred stares at your hand before looking away in silence. Answer me. The man stays quiet before looking into your eyes. Because I still. You both turn to face the door as you hear the knob turn. You let go of Fred's wrist. The man quickly puts his hand behind his head and smiles nervously. The door opens to reveal a tired and confused Kathy. Chad, Fred, what are you guys doing out here? Get inside, it's freezing. Before either you can answer, she puts her index finger to her lips and beckons you inside. The two of you enter through the door silently. You enter the living room and are uneasy by what you find. The table is littered with intact party favors, each seat with its own birthday hat. Balloons scatter the wooden floor and hang limply from the ceiling. Most of them are partially deflated. Trays sit in the center, filled with Kathy's Stella cookies and other snacks. There are roughly a dozen paper plates, all filled with fun-sized candy and plastic utensils. The crowning jewel in the lifeless room is a large, carefully decorated birthday cake, complete with 10 burned-out candles. Why is everything still in place? We were just waiting for you guys. Did no one else? Yes. Kathy hangs her head low, seemingly defeated. You're so used to being met by her jovial smile, you almost can't bear to see her like this. You come in close to give her a hug. The small cat sets it feebly. As you're hugging her, she leans in close to your ear. I don't think I've ever seen Tony so heartbroken. He didn't even cry. He just sat there. A broken sigh echoed from Kathy. You hold her tighter in her arms. He just waited for someone to show up. When it got too late for his friends to come, he waited for you. He said it didn't matter as long as you came. But sure enough, he gave up on that too. I called you to see if you were still coming, but he went to bed without saying a word. I'm so sorry, Kathy. You have nothing to be sorry about, sweetie. They used to come every year. Months ago, a bunch of the moms said they were sorry for what I had in store. Where are they now? Kathy pulls away from the hug and looks down away from you, standing there in silence. I'm not mad because no one showed up. I'm sad because of Tony. He's the reason I put in so much work. Birthdays were something I never got to enjoy when I was younger. We could barely afford a cake, much less throw a party. I know it seems so trivial, but little things like birthdays stick with you. I don't want them to go through that. Kathy lifts her head in hope as she looks at you, tears brimming in her eyes. But you're here, Chad, and that's all that Tony wanted today. The worn-out mother wipes her eyes, turning to Fred with a soft smile. Thank you for coming as well, Fred, and thank you for keeping Chad company. No problem, ma'am. Fred gives her a gentlemanly nod. She seems to approve of his manners. I'm not sure how long you're going to be staying, but it's pretty late already. You're more than welcome to stay the night with us. That would be... Fred looks at the comparatively short woman, who seems to be regaining her sense of joy. That would be wonderful. Thank you, Kathy. Fred can't help but look side at the woman, as a woman pats his shoulders playfully. Kathy is way too nice to us. So where's Tony? He's in this room. He's got really sleepy after waiting. Normally it would be past his bedtime, but considering it's a special day, we can stay up late. Hey Chad, can you get Tony, please? I'm sure he'll be more than happy to see you. So excuse me. Before you can enter the hallway, Kathy gives you a soft pat on the back before heading into the kitchen. As you walk through the corridor, you make it to Tony's guest covered door. You knock on the door gently, but are met with no response. You turn the knob and slowly open the bedroom door. It's dark and you can hear muffled sobbing. Tony? You hear the small kitten gasp as he looks up from his pillow. What's up, buddy? Sorry, I'm a little late. Mr. Chaz! Tony leaps off his bed and barrels towards you, smiling with absolute glee. I knew you'd make it to my party. I was waiting all day because I knew you'd come. You kneel down in front of Tony, who hugs you with all his might. Despite him being outside to see you, Tony is still crying, albeit less than before. Mr. Chad, no one came to my party. His small voice is abnormally timid and guarded. I waited for so long, but no one came. No one wanted to celebrate with me. Hey, little buddy, I'm here now, okay? Tony nods as you place a hand on a small shoulder. That being said, let's get ready to party. The small kitten looks at you with glistening eyes. You wipe away some of his tears with your thumb. Your mom said we can stay up and celebrate. Really? Hell yeah, little man. That cake's still good, so let's get some. Yes. Before he can say another word, Thorny bolts out of the room with giddy excitement. You stand up and leave the room smiling. He enters the now lit up living room, being greeted by a happy gaze from Fred. Thank you, Mom. You're the bestest. You see Thorny hugging and now more upbeat to Kathy, and has a smile on her face once more. And you're the sweetest. Don't forget to thank Mr. Fred for coming. Thank you, Mr. Fred. You're welcome, though I'm sorry I didn't bring a birthday gift. It's okay, you can get me one later. Thorny takes a step back from Thorny and raises his voice slightly. Thorny takes a step back from Kathy and raises his voice slightly, facing Fred proudly. Alrighty, now that we're all here, we're all missing one very important thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to get in line, please. Kathy chuckles and takes a knee, motioning you both to do the same. You and Fred follow her lead and kneel down, lining up next to each other. Thorny runs to 3 chairs and grabs party hats from each one of them. You're the first to receive your birthday hat. You lower your hat and accept the party favor. He enthusiastically places the small hat on top of your head and slips the rubber band under your muzzle. The cheap elastic kinda itches at first, but with a little adjustment, the hat feels alright. He then goes to Fred. He bows his head like a gentleman and accepts the party favor in sight. Lastly, the queen herself, Kathy. She closes her eyes and smiles as Thorny carefully puts the hat on her head. Before Thorny can pull his hands away, Kathy grabs one and gives it a kiss as if he was a prince. Mom! The kitten slyly pulls his hand away and steps back, his face blushing red. I love you, sweetheart. I love you too, Mom. Alright, everyone take a seat. You boys must be hungry. I'll get you all some hot drinks. Oh, Mom, I want chalky milk, please. Fred manages to hop to his feet while you are still sitting on your knees. The man extends a kind hand for you to get up. In the corner of your vision, you can see Thorny looking at you intently. It would be rude to refuse Fred's hand in front of Thorny, although it is a bit awkward. You grab the German Shepherd's hand and he lifts you onto your feet with a content smile. You blush a little while looking away. After that awkward encounter, you take a seat at the table, leaving a vacant chair next to you. Thorny eagerly takes a seat at the middle of the table, the cake standing proudly in front of him. Fred, however, remains standing up, twiddling his thumbs while looking around the room. Why don't you sit down as well? Sure. Fred shuffles to the table and sits down next to you. You guys take whatever you want to eat. If you can touch it, it's yours. Fred seems to get the right idea and touches the cake with a fingernail. So, I can have the whole cake then? Then he gives Fred a cold stare. The man can't help but chuckle as he takes his finger away from the silky smooth icing. You can't help but laugh as Thorny snaps out of his poker face with a smile and content sigh escapes Fred's lips as he grabs some more goodies. Ew, you touch the cake with your bare hands? What would Jenny think? She probably punched me, but you're not going to snitch, right? Fred and Thorny look at you, the older of the two, with a coy smirk. Yeah, you guys know I won't. The two of them smile as you shake your head playfully. Fred reaches towards a tray full of cupcakes and grabs one top with a velvety purple icing. He places it on his plate before scanning around the table some more. You grab the first muffin that catches your eye and place it onto your plate. Your paper plate is a firm blueberry muffin with a pleasant scent to it. As you're looking for your next target, Kathy walks towards the table with 4 mugs in her hands. Watch out, guys, these are going to be piping hot. One for you, Chad. She places a ceramic mug next to your plate. The sweet chocolatey steam fills your nose. One for you, Frederick. She stands in between the two of you and places the hot cups next to his cupcake-filled plate. And one for my sweet little birthday boy. That's me. Of course it is, sweetie. Kathy places the cup gently next to Tony's plate, then the final cup in front of her seat. Kathy walks behind Tony. She finally seems relaxed as he pulls her wooden chair back and sits next to Tony. So, Tony, how old are you? I'm 10 years old now. My little boy is now a big man. He still is. Does that mean I can sit at the big boy table at family get-togethers? Tony shoots a hopeful look at Kathy, who seems to be hesitant about the idea. Well, we'll see, honey. If you can't, I'll sit with you at the kids' table. I'll sit with you too. Sounds kind of fun. But I'm not a kid anymore. Tony seems to be taken aback slightly, feeling that his highly attuned intelligence is not being respected. Don't sweat, Tony. The big boys' table is pretty lame. They're all so serious, talking about taxes and politics, and you can't even play with your food there. Chad, you're not supposed to play with your food anymore. Oh, sorry, Kathy. I used to do that when I was younger, but those days are behind me. I play with my food all the time. You do? How often are you pulling that off? Haven't seen you play with your food in a while. Because I'm a ninja. The small kitten does some inner-tossing jutsu, jutsu hand signs coupled with food sounds and piercing glares to you and ferocious. He performed flawlessly. Fred speaks with his mouth full, seemingly impressed by Tony's performance. Fred turns to you excitedly, placing a hand on your shoulder. Yo, we used to practice those hand signs all the time. The two of you freeze up as you can see pieces of cake inside Fred's mouth. Kathy walks in silently. Fred, don't speak with your mouth full of food. Thank you, Kathy. Fred quickly grabs his glass of chocolate milk and takes a deep gulp. He places the cup down and looks at Kathy. Sorry, it won't happen again. Kathy's motherly power reigns supreme even on Fred. All hail Kathy. You and Tony can't help but chuckle as Fred scratches the back of his head in embarrassment. The small cat seems glad for once he's not the one getting scolded. You can't help but smile at Fred. The fact that he remembers such a small detail, such as the hand signs you guys used to do, feels nice. I think it's about time we take these off. Kathy stands up and looms over the cake. She puts the burned out candles from atop the cake, reaching into her pocket and grabbing some unused ones. She places them on top of the cake in a circle and grabs a lighter from the same pocket. Shan, can you turn off the lights, please? Sure, I got it. You push your chair back and walk towards the light switches. You flick them off and are greeted by the warm glow of Kathy's lighter. The room glows brighter with each candle lit. Soon the brightly decorated cake is lit up in all its glory. Alright, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you. Bravo. The three of you start clapping as Tony looks around in awe. Yay, bravo. Congrats, little buddy. The sight of everyone cheering makes the small kitten giddy with glee. His cheeks turning red as he closes his eyes. Yay, thank you so much. Kathy approaches Tony and gives him a kiss on the forehead. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Now, before you blow the candles, make a wish. I wish to have infinite wishes. No, that doesn't work. I already tried. Then I wish. Tony, your wish has to be a secret. Don't say it out loud and don't tell anyone. Oh shoot, you're right. Alright then. Tony then closes his eyes and wraps his hands. The three of you stand quietly, contemplating what he may be thinking of. Alright. The kitten blows out all his candles with a joyous smile on his face. The room plunges into darkness as the light from the candles are extinguished. The room erupts into clapping as you make your way to the switches. Yay! The satisfying smell of smoke fills your nose as you turn on the lights. Gray wisps float away from the birthday candles. I love you, sweetheart. Happy birthday. I love you too, Mom. Chloe hugs Kathy tightly as he returns his affection with a loving kiss on the forehead. You boys have fun, okay? I'll take care of the cleaning. Does anyone want some cake? Me. Me too. Me, please. Give me your plates, please. As Kathy begins to slice into the lovingly crafted cake, you, Fred, and Tony eagerly hold your plates in anticipation. As per the rules of the universe, the birthday boy got the first slice, followed by you and Fred. There's a ton of cake left, so please help yourselves if you boys want more. Okay, Mom. Let's go to the living room. Tony and Fred get out of their seats and head to the living room, and Kathy staying behind. Before you follow the other two, you lean towards Kathy and whisper, "Thank you so much, Kathy. I haven't been to a birthday this nice in years." The mama cat smiles warmly. "A party is only as good as the people attending it. Thank you for being here, sweetheart. Now go have fun. You sure I can help pick up some plates?" Kathy is not pleased by your resistance, shooting you a motherly glare. I'll be going now. Thanks, Kathy." Kathy smiles back at you as she begins to pick up the extra unused plates. You smile back and walk towards the fireplace. The birthday boy sits on a two-person seat in the middle of the room, and you take a seat on a three-person couch directly in front of him. Like clockwork, Fred sits next to you after standing awkwardly by Tony. You nestle into the couch, a familiar heat from the fireplace enveloping you in a loving warmth. "I have some video games ready, but it's kind of late, so let's play a board game instead." "Nice. I love board games. I still have a ton from when I was younger. We used to play them all the time when we were kids. Those were the days." Fred seems to extensively look your way, a warm smile on his face. "We?" Fred's smiles seem to waver, looking away, a little as if he thinks he said too much. You can't help but feel bad. You can make him depressed without even trying it seems. What's the point in hiding it? They probably know we've known each other for a while anyways. It means me and him. Fred looks back at you, seemingly a little confused by your sudden openness. We used to play a ton of board games forever ago. It was pretty fun. Maybe you can bring some next time you come over. Thought it would fit right in our old game. Thought it would fit right into our old game nights. You playfully elbow Fred's shoulder with a smirk on your face. Tony seems enthused, although Fred seems a tad confused. Really? Will you do that, Mr. Fred? Yeah, you make a good point. Tony's eyes glisten in the warm glow of the fireplace, seemingly hyped up at the prospect. Yeah, I can do that. Awesome, I can't wait. You can see an almost wave of relief of Ross over the German Shepherd. You notice his tail wagging behind him as his smile returns even brighter than before. Mom! Tony yells in the kitchen's direction. Yes, Tony? Can we invite Mr. Fred again sometime? He's going to bring some board games so we can play together. Sure thing, honey. Yes. Tony does a victory pose. Right now, all we got is oligopoly. Ah, the monster's nightmare. Ian wants to play, and no one plays, I win by default. Sure, I'll join, little buddy. You may think I'm a pretty chill guy, but when it comes to board games, I'm an uncaged animal. You better watch out. I can confirm this. Fred giggles as his fork sinks once more into the soft cake. You think it's so tough. I've been baptized in fire from all the times I play against my mom. If it's you who needs to watch out. Tony points two fingers at his eyes before pointing them at you. He does this a few times. He flashes a toothy grin before settling in a mouthful of cake. This only emboldens the small kitten. You're so on. Let me go get the game really quick. Hold it, Thorny. You call out to Thorny with your mouth jam-packed with food. You chew and swallow the delicious cake before saying another word. You're not sure if you're just imagining things, but you can feel a pair of eyes glaring at you from the other side of the room. What is it? I got you a present. Really? You put your fork and plate onto the table and reach into your jean pocket. Thorny's hair seems to stand on end as you show off the small plastic rectangle. Oh my gosh! Thorny's eyes lighten up and jump around in excitement. Are you serious, Mr. Chan? Yeah, remember you told me you couldn't play the rest of the Phoenix White series? Well, I got you this. I'll teach you how to use it later. You hand over the Nintendo DS to Thorny. You seem to hold it like it's a bar of gold. Oh my god. Before Thorny can say anything else, you reach into your pocket and grab a fistful of cartridges you managed to snag. I brought some games too. Oh my good. Honey, lower it down, please. The neighbors are trying to sleep. Sorry, Mom. Thorny lowers his voice, but his excitement is palpable. Thank you, Mr. Chan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No problem, buddy. These have infinite battery, right? I want to play all night. You feel a lump in your throat as you realize you didn't bring the most important thing, the charger. You slap your forehead to the surprise of everyone. Yeah, I forgot the charger. Don't worry, tomorrow we will go to... I have a spare one I can lend. You do? Yep, I can grab it tomorrow and give it to you. Just don't leave it at the cafe, though. That would be nice. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Fred. You guys are the best. You and Fred turn to look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the man. Finally, Thorny gets up and bells to the small hallway leading to his room. Thorny, don't scream. Mom, you're screaming now. That doesn't count. Soon there's silence on both ends. You and Fred look around silently, waiting for Thorny while munching on cake. So, you look once more at the German Shepherd, swallowing the sweet cake in the process. Where do you get that? You relax a little and clear your throat. Some more milk wouldn't be bad right now. The Nintendo DS? Yeah. Well, I got it from my old place earlier. What? Do you really go there just for that? I have like 3 at my house, you know? I would have been more than happy to give you one. Oh, well, in my defense, there was no way in hell I would have asked you for something like that, especially not at Jenny's. And besides, I didn't even remember that you liked Nintendo games. Really? I mean, you were the one who got me into them. And you hardly remember. Oh well, do you want to hang out and play some video games one of these days? I'm not sure if I'm fully willing to be around him, much less go to his place. I'll think about it. It's been a while since I've gone over your no? Yeah, no pressure, dude. Fred looks at you with a smile on his face. Compared to radioactive volatility you were feeling earlier, just relaxing and having a good time with Fred feels pretty great. A part of you wonders if you were being such a bitch because you were genuinely mad or because it felt you were supposed to be. Until you continue eating, you can feel Fred moving a little closer to you on the couch. You don't mind. Your plate is empty and Fred scraping with little icing he can off the plate. Although you'd like to get more goodies, a part of you doesn't want to get off the couch. Fred seems to have the same idea as crusade to get closer to you continues without your resistance. Your ears perk up at the sound of small paws running down the hallway. Thorny finally returns to the living room, running to the coffee table and places a wide cardboard box on top of it. Alright, I'm ready. I called dibs on the car. Oh man, I wanted to use a car. The small kitten removes the brightly colored lid and places the small aluminum figures onto the table. I'll be the top hat then. You look over the pieces, wondering what piece to use while Fred grabs the car. Psh, I was just kidding about the deals. I know you like playing the car as much as I do. Here you go. Fred holds his palm out to you, the small car sitting on the center of his hand, almost calling out to you. You look into his eyes, almost expecting him to pull the car away and laugh, but so far he seems sincere. You slowly move over to grab the piece then. Suddenly snatches the car from Fred. The two of you look mildly shocked. Hold it, Mr. Chad. You just went on some speech about how competitive you are, but you accept help from your enemy without hesitation. There's no honor in that. You and Fred look at one another, mildly confused. Alright, now that I think about it, that does seem too easy. Yeah, you're right. You must fight for the car. You too, Mr. Fred. You must duel in rock, paper, scissors. Like real men. Without a moment's hesitation, Fred readies his fist against his palm. A defiant glare slices through you. You rise to the occasion, your short grin on full display as you ready yourself. So, one shot, one kill. That's the only real way to play. The two of you look into each other's eyes, friends turn foes, all in the name of material gain. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You throw down a closed fist, and are starting to find that Fred did the same. Again, I won't go down so easily. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You sit down a set of scissors, and Fred does the same. Another tie, and bead of sweat forms on your brow. Fred seems calm and collected. His scissors cut into yours. The man laughs in a taunting manner. You look at Fred with a smirk. You seem to be really enjoying himself. Mr. Chad, are you going to let Mr. Fred disrespect you like that? As if I won't lose for the likes of him. You point a proud finger at Fred. The dog scoffs. Oh, you're opposing me? Your eyes flare with a hint of red. I can't beat you otherwise. Now, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You close your eyes and throw out an open hand. The room is silent as you peek at Fred's hand. It's firmly closed. Paper beats rock. Yes! You enclose Fred's hand with yours, playfully shaking it in the air, miraculously. Damn, good game. Fred just looks at you with a smile on his face while you celebrate. It takes you a few seconds to realize you're holding onto Fred's hand. And let go and look away with mild embarrassment. Here you go, Mr. Chad. You've earned it. Throwing hands over the small metal card and trophy of your mighty victory. Alright, so Throwing lets out a small yawn as he places a game board onto the table. You know the rules, right? Yep, I'm ready to play. Me too. Alright, let's get to it. The kitten places a cash tray next to him. He decided to be the baker for this game. The game goes on as planned. The three of you throw down the dice, buy property to go to prison. Despite all the yawning, you have a great time. Normally you pick other board games over Oligopoly, so you didn't expect to like it this much. The night begins to drag as your eyes feel heavier and heavier. Finally, the last property. You light up in excitement. Now finally hand over the money. Fred lightly pats your shoulder to get your attention. Shh. Fred assesses you and then motions towards the other side of the coffee table. Oh. Then he's out like a light, his arms cushioning his head from the hard table. You didn't even realize he was asleep, being so caught up in the strategizing your victory. You hear footsteps coming from the kitchen, seemingly confused as to why everything is so silent. Did something happen? You point at Thorny, who continues to sleep sound. Oh, my little sweetheart. He looks so cute. He does. Alright then, Chad. Yes? Will you mind helping me get Thorny to his room? Sure thing. You stand up and get close to Thorny, surprised he's so comfy. You kneel down and scoop up Thorny into your arms. He's not very heavy, but he's pretty long, to say the least. You hug Thorny firmly as you follow Kathy down the hallway. Kathy arrives at Thorny's room first and opens the door, flicking on a light switch so you don't trip on anything. You enter the cutely decorated room with the kitten sound asleep in your arms. Kathy unfolds his blanket and beckons you to put him on the mattress. Thorny doesn't even startle away when you lay him on his bed. Kathy then gently wraps him up and gives him a goodnight kiss. Until you leave the room, Kathy flicks the switch off and slowly closes the door. When you return to the living room, you find Fred putting away the game, pretty content about everything that has happened at the party. You stand next to him and help him away the little red and green houses in their bags. Kathy lets out a relieved sigh as he approaches the two of you. Alright, thank you so much, guys. I can't thank you two enough. You guys hadn't stolen up this day. Would have been horrible. You guys really saved us. I'm sorry I was so late. There's nothing to be sorry about, sweetie. Also, Fred, I don't think I need to tell you it's too late to do anything gardening related. Can we discuss things tomorrow if you can? Yes, of course. Nice. You guys are more than welcome to go to bed. I can tell you guys are tired. Sure, but, where am I supposed to sleep? You can sleep with Chad. His bed is more than big enough. Plus, if you try to spread out too much, just kick him. Oh, no. Is that okay with you, Chad? Yeah. Wait, you can get him comfortable with everything then. That being said, I need to sleep. It's been a very long day. Kathy turns off the lights. The room is now illuminated by only by the chimney's warm light. If you guys want to stay here longer, feel free to put some wood in so you guys can stay toasty. Other than that, if you need anything, just knock on my door, okay? Thank you boys so much. You're really welcome, Kathy. Good night. Good night. Thank you for everything. Kathy leaves the living room with a smile on her face and enters her room. The two of you are left in the living room, completely silent for a few seconds. I'm supposed to sleep with him in the same bed? How long has it been since we slept in the same bed? 10 years? Yeah. It's been 10 very long years, huh? So, you wanna go to sleep, or it still has been a long day, so can we stay here for a little longer, if that's okay with you, that is? Fred looks at you with a smile. Sure, cool. Walk over to the chimney and add some more logs. Happy to have a nice roaring fire in front of you. You decide to relax and sit on the floor in front of the chimney while Fred stands around, looking at the floor. You extend your arms to the chimney to warm up your hands. So, you just look at him, wondering what he's going to say. Fred sits next to you on the floor. Can I ask you some questions? Sure, I guess. Alright, but please don't get mad at anything I ask, please. These questions are mainly to get me up to speed and put my mind at ease. If anything I ask gets too weird or personal, please don't feel forced to answer. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. Fine by me. Fred lets out a relaxed sigh, his tone becoming less anxious. Alright, first things first. Are you okay? As in, besides everything you told Jenny and I? And also, besides that, we almost got killed today. I, I'm surviving, I guess. I'm not going to lie. I think God hates me especially considering my whole life almost got destroyed. But these past few days have been pretty good, actually. Maybe he sent Tony and Kathy to balance things out. I've been staying with them for 2 days now, but it feels like so much longer. If it wasn't for them, I have no idea where I'd be right now. I owe them so much. Going back to the question, I'd say things have been 50-50. It was terrible for the past few months, but Jenny and them have been making things better. I see. You know you can count on me for anything, right? You stand up off the hardwood floor, feeling sufficiently toasty. Before you say anything else, you make your way to the leather couch you were sitting on earlier. Fred joins you without any hesitation or invitation. I used to. Fred seems to look down a bit at that comment, sinking into the cushion a little. He doubles down. Sure, you'll always be able to count on me for anything, no matter what happens. I'll bet I'll be there for you. Thanks. So, can you tell me what happened 2 years ago? I'm not trying to make things real or uncomfortable, to be honest. My heart is racing a mile a minute. But I saw you die, Chad. I lost you, right in front of my eyes. Fred's voice is unbearably shaky, cracking and spluttering more with each syllable. Was so useless, no matter how much I begged, no matter how much I prayed. I couldn't do nothing. I was so close, my hand was only a few fucking inches away. And Chad seemed to be choking on air, his tears running down his face. And I just couldn't save you. I didn't know this was still affecting him so much. Has he been harboring these memories for so long? All these years, and it still hurts him so badly. The man continues to wipe away his tears, but to no avail. They keep coming in droves. He tries to regain his composure, but he's still uneasy. He looks like he's remembering the worst day of his life. I'm sorry, please don't pay any attention to me. It's just, all that matters to me is that you're okay. You're here. Fred presses the back of his hands against his eyes. You're unsure if he is trying to stop his tears or hide them. And that's the only thing I wanted all these years. Just to see you again. You feel a piercing, all-consuming guilt ravage your soul. I can't believe he still even cares about me. All this time, this has been eating him alive. Even after all these years, and the first thing I did when I saw him was punch him and belittle him, my own friend. You cover your face and saying heartbroken by your actions. You never felt so fragmented about your decisions. You could have been nice to him, caring even. But you choose to be hateful, devoid of any compassion. God, I'm the worst. I thought I was a decent person, but now I'm not even sure. I'm sorry for crying. I'm sorry for interrupting you. You continue to hide your face and say, "Don't be sorry, please." He meant every word, didn't he? I know he's hurting, but the past still haunts me. I still can't get over what happened, and I don't even know it was worth being mad about it anymore. Then you hear Fred snuffle and catch his breath. He seems to finally be done crying. You okay, buddy? Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry about it. Alright, so, you remove your hands from your face and look at Fred. His eyes are still watery and red. Oh yeah, Fred. I know this may not make any sense. I'm not sure you'll even believe me. You take a deep breath. Your stomach beginning to feel uneasy. Yeah, I trust you. I really do, buddy. Well, I don't remember where I've been these past 10 years. You Don't remember? Yeah, not a single thing. Fred seems to take this revelation surprisingly well, only tilting his head in confusion. Where have you been all these years then? Elizabeth, we have no idea. Alright, but 10 years ago I saw you die. We had search parties and the police trying to find your body. But we never found you. No matter wherever you looked, your body never showed up anywhere. But 2 days ago you just appeared to me on a park bench out of nowhere. And you don't remember anything about it? I don't. I really don't, okay? I had a feeling you wouldn't believe me. No, I do. I really do. You actually? Of course, it's just a lot to wrap my head around. Were you in a coma or something? That seems more than likely, but that raises more questions than it answers. Well, what do you remember then? Do you really want to know? Of course I do. Well, the last thing I remember is lit down the fire in front of you. That night feels like it was only a few days ago. Your chest begins to tighten as you recall every blistering moment. You shut your eyes and clench your fists tight enough for your fingers to ache a little. You remember that night, the last time we saw each other? Every second, Fred, like the back of my hand. You look at the man and stare daggers at him, the fire and the memories making your blood boil. Fred knows he's in hot water, fully aware that the mere mention of that night makes you seethe with rage. Chad, please hear me out. I've been practicing what I would have said for years, so to have the chance means the world to me. But before I begin, can we please keep our voices down and take a deep breath? Considering how late it is, we should really be considerate of Tony and Kathy. You're not in agreement, feeling yourself start to calm down a little. The two of you fill your lungs for a few seconds before letting it all out. I'm sorry. I know I hurt you. I messed up so many times in one night, but I never meant to hurt you in any way. You mean so much to me, and the fact I caused that is something I'll never forgive myself for. And I don't expect you to forgive me either, but I do want you to know I regret everything I did. I'm sorry, Chad. Wallowing in regret isn't going to get us anywhere. I know, but it's better than doing nothing, I guess. Chad, can you tell me what happened that night? What's your version of the story? I remember that. I told you 1,000 times to delete that fucking photo. The one where we were kissed? Yes, that one. Was you deleting it so hard? Why couldn't you have just listened to me? That photo meant a lot to me. But had I known it would have screwed things up so badly, I would have gotten rid of it in a heartbeat. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you, Chad. But what happened exactly? That, better question would be, what do you remember? Not so much, but that day was chaotic to say the least. 1 second we were at the graduation ceremony, then the party, then a few hours later, you were dead. The party was a mess. That's when everything went down, I think. I was too drunk to remember anything during the party, but the main thing I remember is walking you back to your house, saying goodnight, then heading back to the party to pick up my stuff. I noticed that you had forgotten your lucky jacket, so I walked back to return it to you. Right as I was about to knock, I went past you. Yeah, you went right through me, and you were screaming some pretty hurtful things to me. I had no idea what had happened, and to be honest, I still don't. I was so worried about you that I just followed you even though you told me not to. I was horrified as to why you were going up the mountain, so I kept going. And then, why don't you listen to a single thing I tell you? If you wouldn't have followed me, you wouldn't have fallen. I know. Do you remember that night when you kept telling me to show that pic to my dad? You kept saying it's going to be okay. I'm sure he'll understand and accept you. All night long. Yeah. I told you he was homophobic. I told you he would be furious. I told you he'd kick my ass or worse. And yet, you still said it to him. You don't have to be a genius to figure out what happened next. But it was even worse than what I would have thought. Chan, I'm sorry, Chan, for everything that has happened. I'm truly sorry for the situation I put you through. I trusted you. If I knew it would have been like that, I would have never done that. I would have listened to you from the start. Yeah, you still have. I literally lost 10 years of my life because of you. I'm never going to get that time back. That's why I was so angry at you. Has absolutely no idea what happened then or where I've been these past 10 years. But I didn't deserve to have gone through that. I deserve to go through what's happening right now in my life because of what you did to me. Fred stops dead in his tracks, looking broken as he stares at the wooden floor beneath him. You know, Fred? Yeah. A part of me wants to say, forget about it, buddy. It's all in the past. Let's just move on. But I really can't bring myself to say that and mean it. I can't forget that night, no matter how many times you say sorry. Apologizing isn't going to fix everything. Fred continues to look down the feet, but that being said, Fred looks up at you once more, since has changed in the room. I guess if we're going to be working together, it would be good to be friends again, and I kind of care about you too. It seems crazy that one pig could have ruined everything, and deep down, I know you weren't expecting that outcome. You grew up in a really loving family, and I'm happy you did. If you hadn't, I don't know if you'd be the nice guy you've always been since we were friends. It was a luxury I wasn't afforded. You probably never knew what it was like to be beaten down, belittled, and abused for being different. So how could you have expected it to happen to me? But I'm worried about you. I think you need to see a doctor. Your ears must be clogged considering how little you listen to me. Fred bursts out chuckling, tears of relief streaming down his face. He can't help but smile a little, the weight on your shoulders being lifted some. This isn't me saying everything is fixed and forgiven, but I want to move on too. Plus, acting like a resentful bitch is getting old quick. Fred seems more than grateful for those words. I completely understand. I really have a lot to be sorry for, Chad. I'm the reason everything went wrong, and I will always accept responsibility for it. I don't think I can ever forget what happened or ever really forgive myself. I never got about you. I never stopped dreaming that I could see you again. Fred's voice starts to crack a little once more. No matter what happened, the fact that you were safe is what really matters to me. I always dreamed of seeing you again. Fred looks at you with a longing look, like a sunflower who has found its light. You look away in embarrassment and yawn. The man next to you can't help but do the same. I guess it's time for us to get to bed. Today has been a very long day, to say the least. You get up from the couch. Agreed, Christ, it's been a roller coaster. Fred gets up from the couch as well. Can I? The tall German shepherd extends his arms outwards, his puffy chest seemingly inviting you for a hug. Don't get too snoozy because of our chat. You already got one today. Fred lifts his arm higher and grabs one of his wrists in a dramatic fashion. Why, what? I was just stretching. You sure were. Until you smile. You shake your head as Fred faces the fireplace. Should we just leave those there? Fred motions to the still burning fireplace. The wood began to die ever so slightly. I guess. I think it'll put out by itself. I hope you're right. Okay, this way. Until you remove your birthday hats and leave it on the small table next to the couch as you start making your way down to the corridor, making sure to be as silent as possible. Fred follows behind you, matching your every footstep. You both reach the end of the hallway. You twist the doorknob and usher Fred inside. You enter into the room and flick the light switch, closing the door behind you. So, welcome to the guest's room. There's a bathroom. It's very nice. If you need to use it, please do so. Oh, nice. I've been holding it all day. This is my bed. It's pretty soft. I guess we're sleeping together. Fred raises an eyebrow and smirks. Not like that, you melon. I know. Do you mind sleeping in the same bed? You stay on your side of the bed. I'll do the same. Theo, if you'll excuse me. The tall man walks towards the open bathroom and closes the door behind him. You basically sit on the bed, hoping Fred won't be too long. Saving it for this long has got to be unhealthy. You take your phone out of your pocket and turn it on, flicking the screen up with your thumb. Whoa, I got a few notifications. Jenny messaged me. You open up the text messaging app and scroll through her messages. They're only an hour old. Yo, Chad, gotta be late tomorrow so you don't have to be early. Stay put for now. I'll text you more info later. Hey, come 2 hours later than you normally would. I'm going to do the same. IMAO. You pull up the keyboard first and start typing. Cool with me. Gotta grab stuff anyways. Before you can turn off your phone, you see a green circle appear next to Jenny's face. Is Jenny online? Yo, Chad, you awake this late? Is everything going good? Did my boys have a good time? Yeah, it was okay. I'm waiting for Fred to get out of the bathroom. Wait, what? Fred's still there this late? Yeah, he's in my bedroom. Jenny sends a flood of eggplant emojis. Why are you sending me vegetables? What does that mean? It's a keyboard smash. Are you new to texting? Yes, how do I do that? Just press any button. 1H. It's not working. Oh my god. We need to have a talk. Aren't we talking now? Anyhow, why is he in your bedroom? Kathy and Fred were supposed to do some gardening business, but we came home late, so she let him stay the night instead of walking home in the dark. Oh, sleepover. Not really. Are you guys going to wear matching PJs and tell ghost stories? How about doing each other's nails? Can I come over, please? You have a sleepover and needs booze. What are you talking about? Also, I can't make that decision. This is Kathy's house, after all. Ooh. I know. I gotta make my own sleepover with poker and strippers. Everyone's invited, and by everyone, I mean just you and Fred. Sure, it sounds fun. I've never seen a stripper before. You're too sexy to need a stripper. You should be a stripper. But that'll be in the future. Wonder what that could possibly mean. Before you can text her back, you hear the doorknob for the bathroom turn. Alright, Jenny, time for bed. See you tomorrow. Nighty night, Chad. Please let the Fred bug bite. She sends you a peace emoji. This one doesn't need an explanation. Jenny, no. Sorry, not before marriage. You laugh as you turn off your phone and place it onto the nightstand. You turn to face Fred. Alright, it's bedtime. It's done, to find Fred shirtless. Where should I put these? You can't find the words to respond for a few seconds. You can't help but ogle at his toned physique and his juicy pecs. He basks in his masculine glow, looking up from his massive pecs down to his toned abdomen. He catches himself arriving at the end of his V-shaped pelvis. You look away in embarrassment. It's obvious that Fred has no qualms about you feasting your eyes on his body, considering he's been smirking directly at you the entire time. But when did you get those? Get what, my mommy milkers? My hunky, doggy doinky boinkies? My washboard abs? Or my massive dick? There's those. Shut up. Oh, you like him. Fred flexes his muscular arms and tightens his chest so the swell in his abdomen is on full display. Look away from Fred, embarrassed, feeling blood buzz to your head. Both of them. Don't get cocky with me. Ah, come on, you used to play with my pets all day. Go to sleep. You walk past Fred towards the bathroom. He's flying high with a joyful smile. You enter the bathroom and look at yourself in the mirror. You're as weird as apple, and that's not to mention what's going on downstairs. Damn it, I really can't be feeling like this about him. After all these years, how does he still know how to push my buttons? You unzip your fly and do your thing. Your battle buddy haven't calmed down considerably. You walk to the water faucet and open it. Scrub your hands in the sink and wash your face. Then you turn off the bathroom light and exit the bathroom with a tired yawn. You close the bathroom door behind you and find Fred putting his clothing on top of herself. Without hesitation, the man removes his pants and folds them up. You can't help but look at his thighs. How many times are we going to eye-fuck this poor man, Chad? Is this going to be a trend? This feels wrong. Fred, what the shit? What? You can't expect me to sleep in my jeans like some psychopath, right? Yeah, well, maybe sleeping in jeans is pretty gross. Besides, I'm doing you a solid, huh? Oh, shut up. You expectedly look away in embarrassment. Fred chuckles as he bounces on over to his side of the bed. He covers himself with the sheets and grabs his phone for the nightstand. He unlocks it and starts clacking away, more than likely replying to some messages. You sit on the bed and let out a deep breath, the bed almost seducing you to just lay back and pass out. With your back turned to Fred, you nervously start undressing despite Fred's presence. You unzip your pants and slip them off, hoping Fred doesn't catch a look. Fred quietly giggles. You turn to see he's still typing away while looking at his phone. You throw your shirt off and throw yourself under the seats without a second's hesitation. Whoa, when did it get so bulky? I really don't know. Alrighty. You only look pretty great. I like the new you. Thanks, I guess. You kind of just shrug, not sure how to take the compliment. Do I really look that different? I'm surprised he didn't notice my tattoos. I mean, by the way, you look really manly and handsome. You feel a bit of red return to your cheeks. I bet you get a lot of people hitting on you. Now I see why Jenny calls you Muscle Dopey Boy. That's Muscle Dopey Boy XXL to you. And not really. If anything, I think there's less people interested in me now than when I was younger. There's this one coworker that's been on me like white on rice. He's never stopped flirting with me, and honestly, it was very uncomfortable. I'm sorry to hear that. How did he find out you're gay? Gay? What's made you think I'm gay? I could be into girls now for all you know. Fred faces you, a raised eyebrow and Corey smirk tells it all. Uh-huh. You into girls? Let's be real, Chad. Real about what? You know what? It's too late for this conversation. Buenos noches, bitch. He was over and pulled on the lamp's robe, turning it off and throwing the room into darkness. The few seconds of silence are broken by Fred giggling once more. Fred, why? Fred's texting continues on for a few more minutes, the dim light from his phone lighting up your face. He even laughs here and there. Fred, please, let's just go to sleep. In a little bit, buddy. I'm almost done texting Jenny. She's telling me about her sleepover featuring honkers and blackjack. Oh my God, Jenny. Also, how do you guys know each other? Huh? We told you earlier. We did? Yeah, well, we've known each other for 9 years now. A year after you disappeared, she moved back into town. We started hanging out. She's been pretty supportive to me. Honestly, those were dark times for me. Without her, I don't know where I'd be. Oh, I'm glad she's been there for you. Jenny seems like a great friend. She's honestly the best. She's pretty weird at first, but when you get to know her better, she's the greatest friend you can ask for. And can certainly see that. See what? Her being a great friend and all. Yeah, I'm sure you two will be great friends too. Yeah, that would be cool. The one tip I can give is no formalities. She can take almost anything except people being serious with her. Yeah, I almost called her boss and thought she was going to scare me. Yeah, you gotta be careful there, buddy. That being said, when I'm around, I tend to be the butt of her jokes. You're literally the butt of her jokes, considering that master slap she gave you earlier. I heard an echo, you know? Yeah. Stay out aside from her jokes, or it'll be your ass next. I'll do my best. Thanks for the advice, by the way. You're very welcome, Muscle Doughboy boy. Fred passed the soda. XXL. Why does everyone forget the XXL? Fred lets out a giggle. Also, try not to be late, okay? She tends to get worried pretty quick. Oh, don't worry. I don't want to screw this up. Speaking of worrying people, how did your mom handle my disappearance? What did she think happened to me? What did you end up telling her? Well, she knows the same as me. And that is, well, she knows you disappeared, and that it was my fault. She also knows that despite what happened, I've been looking for you all these years. She's been helping me too. We still went on hikes to the mountain, searched the shoreline, and put up posters. Chad, for her sake, please go see her soon. I will, don't worry. I really want to see her again. I can't wait for her to see you again. I hope I can be there. Thank you so much, Chad. You're welcome. Will you want to meet together? Yes, please. Just the thought of seeing her happy makes you smile. The feeling of Fred's tail hitting your legs tells you he's feeling the same. I remember how much she would smile when Fred and I would walk through her door after class. She was always so loving and welcoming. The more you think of the old days, the more your heart begins to ache. You feel a small tear begin to form in the corner of your eye. It's time to sleep. I agree. I'll stop pestering you. Good night, Chad. Good night, Freddy. Hey. Thank you for giving me a second chance. I won't let you down again. We'll see, okay? Alright, night, buddy. Sleep well. Fred turns to face the ceiling and puts his hands behind his head. You roll over to face the wall away from Fred. The warmth of the bed and the German Shepherd against your back makes you feel sleepier and sleepier. You feel so worn out and torn up This feels like the longest day of your life. Thankfully, your pain is something the bed can easily relieve. Hey, so they discussed what happened 10 years ago, and Chad finally told Fred the reason he was mad at him and wouldn't really talk to him all that much. And the reason why, because Chad had a picture on his phone of him, Fred. Fred had a picture on his phone of him and Chad kissing. And Chad's father is very homophobic, and despite Chad telling Fred that his father was homophobic, and he decided to show Chad's father the picture anyway, he kept telling Chad that everything would be alright, and he still listened to Chad because of that, his father kicked him out of the home. His father kicked him out of there. Chad's father kicked him out of the home and disassociated himself with his son. This is the biggest reason why Chad has been homeless these past 10 years. So, I understand that his anger towards Fred. I understand Chad's anger towards Fred. Fred did ruin his life, but Chad has been looking for Fred all these years, trying to find him and see if he's still alive. He certainly cares a whole lot about Chad to the point he spent so many years trying to find him. And once Chad finally told him about that picture, that's when Fred got really he felt really guilty because he went against what Chad told him not to do. And he showed his father the picture anyway, but I think he still just listened to Chad and decided not to give his father the picture. I think Chad's life would have been a lot different if Fred didn't do that. So, yeah. And it's really sad that nobody attended Tony's birthday. For some reason, they didn't show up. I think Tony's mother mentioned that there were kids that did show up at Tony's birthday party last year, but this year around, nobody showed up. I have no idea why. But at least Chad and Fred were able to make Tony happy by attending his birthday party and giving him the Nintendo game. I forgot the full name of it was, but it's a Nintendo game, and Tony was very happy and excited over that. So I'm glad that everything worked out with Tony's birthday. So it looks like both. It looks like Chad has decided to give. I think Chad has, for the most part, forgiven Fred. I mean, he hasn't fully forgiven him, but I think the fact that Chad thought himself, Chad reflected on himself as a person, and he thought he was a decent person, but he realized that he's been very cold and nasty towards Fred, and despite what Fred did, he should give him a second chance, and that's what Chad did. I think he should just forgive Fred entirely, in my opinion. He kind of sort of forgiven Fred just now, but not fully. But I believe Fred, he did feel guilty and promise Chad that he can trust him. So Chad should just forgive Fred completely. But anyway, something is better than nothing, I guess. So we'll continue with Zomewhere Else next time. All the information for the game's description box below. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.